What is up guys, it's your boy Swole. I'm here, back with another Classic WoW video for the fresh Classic WoW servers. Now today we're talking about a gold making strategy that I've been using quite myself, which will work for pretty much every single version of the game, but I'm currently using it quite a bit in the fresh Classic WoW servers, both on the PvE server and even the hardcore server as well. Just starting out with some gold making on that server too. And the thing about this strategy is that you can use this from a really early level. You can start making a lot of gold from level 10, for example. I mean, even from level 1, if you have the gold and the capital, right? It's you can start doing this at really low levels. Even you can do it like take advantage of people that are questing at low levels as well, and people leveling their alts. There are so many times you can use this strategy. It will work for you in Classic WoW, TBC, and Wrath. I used it quite a bit in Wrath myself personally, and right now I'm making bank on the fresh servers as well. Now, before I get into the video itself, I do want to say that videos like this are available in early access to people that have my gold making guide, and if you don't have it yet, there will be a link down below in the pinned comment. When you buy this guide, you get first of all the guide itself, which is full of gold farms you can do while leveling or at max level, investments, so like when you get gold, you know where to spend your gold to get more gold back as well, and most of these investments are making huge profit right now. I've already doubled my gold, for example, by just putting my gold into the right items. So in less than a week or 2 weeks, I have doubled my gold, and there will be a video, or there already is a video about that as well, showcasing what my ledger currently looks like. It's either already up on my channel, or it will be up very shortly in the next couple of days, so you can see what I've been investing into. But if you want to have an early look at that, well, get the guide. You get early access to content. So like you get the guide itself, and you get early access to videos that are gold farming videos, gold making videos, and investment videos as well. If you want to check it out, once again, there's a link down below, and getting this guide also greatly supports me, so thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. Now, for today's method of making gold, we are talking about a method you can use in many different use cases, and it's called pretty stacking. If you've heard about that before, you pretty much already know what it is, but it's buying items in smaller stacks or smaller units and stacking them in whatever stacks they are used for. Now, to give you an example of this, we can go to the auction house right now. Well, we're already here, and we can search up, for example, blue power crystal. These are used in a quest in Ungor Crater, and this is one of the ones that I have made the most gold on myself. And what pretty stacking means is that you buy, for example this one, you need 7 of them for a quest. You buy them individually in stacks of 1, and you resell them in stacks of 7, because once again, for the quest, people need 7 of them. So you buy these, like 7 individual ones, like 1, 1, 1, and 1, 7 times, and they're currently selling for 10 silver each, and then you post them at a stack of 7 for way more gold. If I can just find 1 stack of 7 here, I typically charge a pretty nice upsell. At the moment, you have no stacks of 7. The only stacks of 7 are up to 1 gold each for the power crystals, and even selling stacks of 10, they are up to 2 gold. That is 20 silver per crystal, from just, once again, pretty stacking these materials. Now, in this case, what I usually do, to give you an exact example, is I upsell by 50%. So if I buy these individual ones for 10 silver each, the current price, I will then post 7 for about 1 gold, which means I spent 70 silver, and I'm getting 30 silver profit from that as well, about 50% upsell. So whatever the price you just bought them for, add the 50%, and they tend to sell really fast. This is basically playing on the human psychology of people just they're looking for the easy way out, and if they need 7 crystals, instead of buying 7 individually, like lots of people don't have auctioning add-ons. I'm using Auctionator, for example, and TSM, so I can just search it up here as well. Blue power crystal, for example, and I can click one button 7 times to buy these individually. But as you can see, there are a lot of them very cheap, and then we can post them really expensive, and the only stacks of 7 are all the way down here for 99 silver each. So I can easily probably double my gold at the moment by just buying these stacks and selling them in pretty stacks. Once again, we can actually take a look at the quest these are used for here as well. So here we have the Wowhead page for blue power crystals, and if we scroll down a little bit, they are used in, if we go here, contain in, objective off, the Crystal Force, Crystal Spire, Crystal Yield and Crystal of Power. Now at the moment, most people are doing the Crystal of Power quest, which you need 7 of each crystal for. Later in the game, or even now as well at level 60 for example, people want to have 10 of them to do these repeatable quests, and they can give you these ones, for example, giving you more armor that are wanted by tanks, the Crystal Spire as well, wanted by tanks, or the Crystal Force, giving you more spirit. So these ones right here will also be in demand later down the line, so you can sell them in stacks of 10 as well. But currently I am making most of my gold and the fastest sales from stacking them in stacks of 7, because most people leveling right now, they would rather buy the crystals on the auction house instead of farming them themselves. If you value your time, that is usually the best thing to do anyway, as long as the price isn't that expensive. So once again, going back to the game here, we are going to take a look at more examples here, but I really just want to hammer this one down so you know exactly what I'm talking about. You buy them in stacks of 1, or if you have TSM, just buy the cheapest ones and post them in the stacks they are used in. To give you more examples, we once again just looked at power crystals, so going down back to Wowhead here, we have the blue power crystals, and we also have the yellow ones, the red ones, the green ones. Sell them in stacks of 7 and later in stacks of 10 to benefit from that as well. We have the Morrow Grain. This is also used in a quest, and in the quest this is used for, it's used for 2 different quests, I believe. Like, we have a couple of them on the Horde side, a couple on the Alliance side, and the thing is, it's always stacks of 10. There is one here with stacks of 5 as well, but typically, the ones with stacks of 10 is where the most gold is at. So buying Morrow Grain in stacks of 1 and reselling in stacks of 10 can typically get you a really good margin of profit by just buying them in stacks of 1. If I go to the auction house right now, we can actually take a look at this. So Morrow Grain. At the moment, there's one stack of 10 that is selling for the same price as usual, and if you buy up all of these, like buy the cheap ones and post it in stacks of 10, we can easily charge at least 40 silver per unit instead of 28. So once again, roughly a 50%, a little bit more than 50% upsell on the Morrow Grain as well, by just buying the cheaper stacks and selling them in the higher stacks. Now, to give you some examples of where this can be done in earlier levels, I'm not sure if this is Alliance specific, I do think so maybe, but we do have, for example, the Flasks of Oil. They are required in a quest in Westfall. If we go to Objective Off, they are used in a Keeper of Flame quest, so you can buy these in stacks of 1 and resell them in stacks of 5. You also have the Turtle Meat quest in Hillsbrad, where you have 1 for the Horde and 1 for the Alliance, and you need 10 turtle meat for both of those quests. So here as well, you can buy them in stacks of 1 and resell them in stacks of 10. It is all about playing on the fact that people are lazy, and when you go to the auction house and you look at, like, for example, let's just say turtle meat. Instead of buying one auction of, like, actually this is a bad, let's just go back to Morrow Grain. I need 10 Morrow Grain. Instead of buying one, like, individual one 10 times if I don't have an auction house add-on, I would rather just go to the next page and wait until I see a stack of 10 and just keep doing this until I actually find a stack of 10 that is selling for a decent price. In this case, the only one, except for the first stack of 10 right here, the only other stack of 10 is selling for 1 gold per unit or 10 gold per stack. That is ridiculous, and almost nobody will buy that when you can get some of them for less than 50 silver each, like here 28. So it's all about putting them up for an upsell, but don't make the upsell like ridiculous. I like to do 50% myself, because that way I make a decent chunk of gold. We can spend 10 gold and get 15 gold back before the auction house cut, right? So we get 14.5 gold back basically. Either way, you get a lot of gold from this, and you can do it in so many cases. I just gave you 4 different quest examples, but you can also use it in, for example, selling cloth. Instead of selling 1 stack of 1 on a rune cloth, you can sell it in a stack of 20, and usually charge an upsell there as well, and you will make way more gold, because when people buy rune cloth, for example, they're looking for just more than 1. Sometimes they're looking for 5, sometimes 10, sometimes 20, and something I like to do here when selling rune cloth, for example, I actually have quite a lot to sell right now, so I'll show you. I will both post in stacks of 5, so right now we're posting Actually, I'm just going to do 2 hours here, so 5 stacks of 5. And we also do a couple of stacks of 10, so like 3 stacks of 10 right here. And we're also going to do a couple of stacks of 20. That way, I'm trying to appeal to basically everyone. So instead of just selling them in one type of pretty stack them in more different ways. Buy them in stacks of 1, sell them in stacks of 5, 10, 20, even 15. Now, I know that sounds stupid, but trust me, I've been doing this for multiple years in different versions of WoW, and it always makes a really hefty chunk of gold. I'm just giving you the 50% to give you a guideline. Sometimes I make less than 50%, sometimes I do way more than 50% as well. I've been doing this in retail, was doing it in Classic WoW, TBC, Wrath Classic, I'm currently doing it in Cataclysm as well, and now on the fresh servers too, and it always helps me make a little bit more gold. And just think about any materials really. I like doing it on cloth, for example, for the mass selling materials, and quest items is always a guarantee, and I make a bunch of gold on quest items as well. And at the end of the video here, I want to give some extra advice, which was given to me on stream actually, and I kind of just want to let you guys know about it as well. So this one basically plays on the same human psychology of people just going to the auction house and spending whatever, like they just look at what they need, right? And they are willing to spend some gold, they have a number in mind, and they're looking for the easy way out. In this case, like for example in the past, you're looking at like mage weave cloth, right? And you want 20 of them. Instead of buying individually 1, 1, 1, and 1, you're gonna look for the first 20 stack you find, or buy 2 stacks of 10. In this case, we also have this guy trying to upsell this to by giving like a lower bid and then a huge seller price, so he's trying to make even more gold from these. But people are just looking, instead of buying 1, 1, 1, and 1, they're looking for either stacks of 10 or stacks of 20. Now the same thing goes for example this silk pack. If I want to buy a silk bag right now, and you go to the auction house and you look for silk bags, the first thing that shows up is a couple of patterns, obviously, but then we have the black silk pack selling for almost one gold each. I just ate food, but 98 silver and 99 copper. Then we have the green silk pack selling for 57 silver, 98 copper. They are both 10 slot bags, by the way, and they both cost the exact same gold to make. And then we have the regular silk packs on the next page. They are selling for 27 silver, and all of these cost the exact same thing to make. The only thing is, when you search by rarity, it basically counts it alphabetically. So you have black silk pack, that is B, then we have green silk pack, that is G, and then we have a regular silk pack on S. So people here are making a lot of gold by people buying black silk packs, because that's the first thing that shows up. And a lot of people, if there are enough black silk packs on the market, they are just not going to look at the next page. They will just buy the cheapest first thing that pops up for the black silk packs. So this one is basically, if you have tailoring, instead of making regular silk packs, you can make regular silk packs as well, but try to make some green ones and some black ones, and try to make gold that way as well. This was once again information given to me on stream. It's not a market I'm personally in, but it's looking really good, and the fact that you can make up to 4 times as much gold just by making a new, like alphabetically earlier bag and sell on the auction house, it makes a lot of sense, so go and give it a try. Either way, today's video is basically how to make gold and a couple of strategies to use and implement. You can do the whole like pretty stacking thing, you can do on quest items, crafting items, and just regular materials as well. I gave you some examples in this video, but you can use this to expand your current market and make way more gold. You can do it on elemental fires, small flame sacks, you name it, right? Just think about any materials that are bought in stacks of more than just 1. And when it comes to crafting these bags, this alphabetical thing works for more crafts than just that one bag, but that is the one example that I wanted to give you guys. So hopefully this video taught you something, and hopefully it helps you make a bunch of gold, either in Classic WoW or any other version of WoW that you play. Either way, thank you for watching, I really do appreciate it. I'm going to be live both here on YouTube today and on Twitch, so come by and say hello if you want to, and ask me any questions about pretty much anything. If you have any follow-up questions to the video, feel free to come by and say hello and ask your question. Either way, thank you for watching. I'll see you again in the next video very soon.